Yes.
Yes, welcome. So, everybody, you're looking at the owner and founder of GOVVI. This is Mr. Burke Green, and I'm very, very happy and lucky that I can interview this amazing man. I've met him in person, and I want everyone to meet him. So, welcome, Burke. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, well, thank you. I think you're amazing. You are doing big things and you are growing. You're one of the fastest in the industry. So I have some questions for you. I won't take a lot of your time because I know you're very busy. And so I'm just going to dive in. I'm just going to start with my first question. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay. So you have a lot of experience. You have done a lot of things. Actually, you've been very successful and you're doing pretty well. So a lot of people are wondering, including myself, why didn't you retire? Why didn't you just go lay back and enjoy all the hard work that you have done, all the money you built and everything you owned? And you started GOVVI. Why? Why GOVVI? Why didn't you go and just relax? Why starting an e-commerce company?
Well, I've done that before. And one of the things that I've found is I've got to be doing something. I've got to be active. Like even when I go on vacation, like laying on a beach, I'm good for about 10 minutes. And then I'm like, okay, go do something. Go do something active. Go do something. There's always got to be some project. It's got to be something to get up for in the morning. But I'm not ready to hang it up and ride off into the sunset yet.
Yeah, but you could have choose a lot of things, but still you choose to start an e-commerce company with a network marketing reward plan. Why? Why did you choose that?
Well, so my background, I literally have been in this industry, in the network marketing, direct sales industry for over 34 years. Back in 1990, I started. Been pretty successful at building organizations. I mean, I've literally built organizations with over 1 million distributors, doing over $1 billion in sales. I've traveled all over the world. I've done the things that most people, that's if they could just do these things. I've done those things, but I've also, I've kind of had a love-hate relationship with this industry. I've loved it for what it's done for me and my family. We've been able to travel. I was able to take time off, and with my kids growing up, I coached their football teams. I went camping with them, and I did all the things that we did or we do. But the frustration comes from when I go and travel and do the things. There are a lot of good people out there that just want a chance, and I look at most companies, and this is one of the things that I realized in this industry. Most companies, it's very difficult to break through. Their models are difficult. The volume requirements are
Yeah,
difficult. The requirements to rank up and get paid more and that sort of thing are difficult. And so I've
insane.
been very frustrated. Um, and one of the things that I found is as I've gone about, and because of my success, I live in the state of Utah, which is kind of the network marketing capital of the world, if you will. There's company after company after company after company. And so because of my success, I've been called in on a lot of times in consulting. Hey, we're going into this country. Can you help me? Or we're going here. And when I sit down with the owners and the founders and the executives, and I start talking to them, and literally I ask a fundamental question, and this is something that I would suggest everybody does. Why do you have the model that you have? Okay. Most companies have good products.
Yeah,
They're viable products. If you take them or if you use their products, you are going to drive a benefit from the products, right?
yeah.
But
Network
the
marketing products are amazing.
yeah, I mean, and I mean, there's some products that are funky and whatever, but most of the time they're good products. That's not the issue. But when you ask the owners and the founders and the executives who are running the company a fundamental question, and that is, why do you have the model that you have? 99% of them have no idea, other than that's what some consultant told them that they should do. It's the new, latest, hottest thing out there. They've never worked it. They've never built it. They've never had to do what you and I do to make money off of it. And in most cases, if they had to fulfill the requirements of their model, their compensation plan,
Yeah.
they had to do it, not a chance.
No.
They would start, they're great at sitting kind of on the ivory tower and telling everybody else what to do.
And that is
And so,
actually what
that's,
sets you apart. That's actually
yeah,
what sets you apart from the others, right? Because you have experienced it yourself. You have done the hard work. You have been through all the sweat and tears. So you have seen what everyone is struggling with. And then you
yeah.
decided,
And that's one of the things you'll see with GOVVI. Now, when you introduced me, I'm one of the owners, not the owner. I'm one of the owners, one of the co-founders, myself, Lance Conrad and Angel Rodriguez. We founded the company, and between the three of us, we probably have, I don't know, 65, 70 years of network marketing experience or direct sales experience at the distributor level.
yeah.
And like I said, we've been there, we've done the Zooms, we've traveled, and we've done the meetings. We know what it's like to, worry about paying for a subscription or an auto ship and doing all those things. The vast majority of owners and even executives, the people who run the companies, they've never had to worry about that. They've always had a paycheck come.
So that is
And so,
actually one of the biggest reasons why people should partner up with GOVVI,
mhm.
besides the plan, of course. And can you tell me something more, a little bit more about the plan? Because all network marketing and e-commerce companies have a plan, right? They have this plan, and everyone says, my plan is the best. You will never find a better plan than we have. I will discuss it with you, bring them to me. We have the best part. We have the best plan. But GOVVI actually is, well, telling the truth about this. Can you tell us
Well,
something about that plan?
yeah, for sure. I mean, number one, we pay out more than most companies. Most companies, they say we pay 50, 60, 70%, all that. Most of that is garbage. It's hogwash. Reality of what their actual payout is. Now, what I mean by that is when they bring $1 into the company, how much actually goes out of the promoters. Most of the time, that ranges anywhere from about 32 to maybe 38% of actual payout. Because, again, most plans, there's 13 different ways of getting paid.
Yeah.
Well, again, when you really go and read the fine print behind the plan, reality of it is 99% of the people get paid on 2 or maybe 3 ways.
Yeah.
All these other things over on this side of the plan are almost out of reach and that sort of thing. GOVVI, we pay out over 50% every single week. It's double what most companies or what a lot of companies pay, and 40, 50% more. The second thing is we've eliminated most of the requirements. And again, in most companies, and talking from the history,
Yeah.
they have a width versus depth issue. You've got to go out and sponsor so many people wide in order to get paid so many levels deep, or you've got to have each one of these people doing so much volume and maintain the volume and all this stuff. And if you don't do that, what happens? Well, you don't get this level, and you don't get this bonus, and you don't get this. And guess who gets to keep that bonus?
The company.
It doesn't go to the upline or go to the company gets to keep it. It's called breakage. And so we've done several things. Number one, we've eliminated most of the hidden gotchas. You sell and market the products, we pay you the commissions. Number two, we can actually show people a path, a very simple path. I mean, I use a simple little yellow pad, and people make fun of my yellow pad showing how people, but basically it's how to make their first $500 to $1,000 a month.
Yes.
And that's the duplication model. In GOVVI, we create hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousandaires.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now people go, oh, $1,000. That's not that big a deal. It really is that big of a deal, because if that's the duplication model, if you can teach a lot of people to do that, guess what? You can start adding zeros. The leaders can add zeros to their check, and if they're making $1,000, well, add a zero, that turns into 10,000. Add another zero, that turns into 100,000. And so I think we have, from a leader standpoint, people who have been in this industry before and have had some success, we have one of the strongest compensation models on the planet. And I'll talk to anybody about it. I'll go head to head with them. tit for tat all day long. I'm not scared of that at all. But and that's great for the leaders. One of the strongest compensation plans. We call it on the back end. You know, if you want to go make a ton of money, life-changing money, that's possible.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing, and I'll say this, and you'll hear me say this over and over again, we can show people with teams of as few as 20 to 30 people, they're making their first $500 to $1,000 a month on $100 business.
So you call it $100 business?
Well, I mean, that's basically our model is based kind of around about 100 US, give or take. You know, where most companies, they have big packages and all this stuff. Guys, you don't need big packages. Buy product for yourself to consume, share it with others, make the commission. You know, when I sign someone up, I have 3 goals. Number 1, I want them on the product for the benefits they're going to receive. Number 2, I want them making enough money that their product is paid for. And then number 3, I want to move them into profitability. And profitability is basically at whatever level they want to be at.
There are not a lot of levels. That's what also...
I'm talking levels of income.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, that depends on the person, of course, what they want to make. But everything is possible. Yeah, that's what I also like about...
Great. Other people, $100,000 is great.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's very hard for people that don't know the industry to believe this, but it is possible because I'm with GOVVI now for 6 months, almost 6 months. And in 5 months, I reached the highest level. And I was like, okay, I have been in network marketing before, like for 6 years, and I've never seen a plan like this. And I was very skeptic, very, very, very. And then I went to an event and I met you guys and I was like, oh, these people are normal. What is it that makes you so... not normal, because we're all normal, but so down to earth, all 3 of you, like you, Lance and Angel, you are so down to earth and you are very approachable to everyone. It doesn't matter to you guys if someone has a high level or just started, or it doesn't matter to you. And it doesn't matter how someone looks or where he's from, what religion someone has. You don't care. Is that, you think, your golden thing that you have, you 3 guys, that you are just...
Well, I think that's important, and I think that comes from our backgrounds. Our backgrounds is we've been distributors, right? Yeah. We've been distributors starting out. We've been distributors at the highest level. You know, and reality of it is you get these egos in this industry, and I call it the cool cat syndrome, where they get so cool that they just can't, you know, like... we heard, like, we just went on a cruise, right? And one of the things that was told to us is that in other companies, in order to meet the owners, they had to schedule an appointment and they had 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Literally 10 minutes where you could go and you take a picture. And, you know, that's ridiculous. I mean, we love our promoters. One of the things you'll find with us is we know where the company's success lies. It doesn't lie with us. Doesn't lie within our products. Yes, we have phenomenal products. We as the corporate guys, we try to do our very best, you know, to support the organization. But reality of it is the value of what we have is our promoters, and that doesn't matter whether you're just starting or, you know, you're a veteran in the industry. And so we try to treat people like that. The other thing is because of our model, and because of social media and everything else, we wanted a worldwide, universally acceptable model. We now live in a global economy. So that's different backgrounds, different cultures, different colors, different races.
Everything.
Doesn't matter. When it boils right down to it, moms want to be moms, dads want to be dads. They want to spend time with their family. Their wants and needs and desires in most cases are the same. You know, and one of the things that we tell everyone, don't sponsor yucky people. We don't want it. We don't need it.
I heard that sentence for the first on the cruise, and I was one of the lucky people that went with you on the cruise. And I heard you say that, don't sponsor yucky people. And it was the first time that I heard that someone said that, like one of the owners of a company saying that. What do you mean with yucky people? I wanted to ask you that.
People that have the egos and think they're cool. And You know, I mean, this industry attracts all kinds of people, you know, and we don't need everybody. We don't want everyone.
Right.
We want those that want the world to be a better place, and you know, and I'm not getting philanthropic here and that sort of thing, but we all know those people that you just go,
Yeah.
you know, this person's really good, but holy cow, they're
The ego.
short to deal with yucky people.
Yeah.
You know, they whether there's everybody can name those people that, you know, they're probably very good promoters and great salespeople and all that sort of stuff, but the stress level that they cause,
It's not worth it.
it's not worth it. It's
Yeah.
life's too short. And there's enough good people that will, you know, we'll just take the good people. And
I love that. I love that sentence. You made me laugh very hard that day. And another question: what are your? Do you have any tips for people how to build their relationships with their customers and keep that relationship? You know, growing and maintaining a strong relationship with the customers for your promoters, for all the promoters, even the promoters that don't work in GOVVI, but you know, promoters who do e-commerce or network marketing. Can you share any tips for
well,
building?
I think the biggest thing that I see now, because of social media, we don't build the relationships. You know, we're going to do a post on Facebook, hope people sign up, and when they sign up, and I've actually had people tell me, I hope they never call me or bug me ever again. That's not really how we do it. You know, the idea is we have a bonus called the champion bonus, where literally you people help them get two, sponsor three, help them get three, sponsor four, help them get four. Well, the way that you help them is I call you and say, Sabia, who do you know that would be interested in better health, better nutrition, losing weight, or making money? You know, and it's a relationship that's got to be, you know, built. And I don't think it can be done on Facebook. I don't think it can be done in social media without some sort of personal contact, whether that's a phone, whether that's a Zoom. I mean, we have technology. You're in the Netherlands right now. I'm in the United States.
Yeah.
And we sit and talk to each other just like we're face to face. All we need is a coffee or, you know, a Pepsi or a Coke or whatever, and we would be having a great time. And so I think it's important that you spend time, our top distributors. You know, what we were in a company before GOVVI, before we started GOVVI, and we had some distributors in Canada, and because of COVID, we couldn't travel, we couldn't see them.
Yeah.
And Lance and I were literally the third car across the Canadian border when they opened the borders, because we wanted to go build that relationship. And so, you know, one thing I would tell the social media people, social networkers, sometimes it's better to slow down a little bit and build the relationship versus just sign someone up and then move on to the next post and the next post and the next post. Again, if you help people, people don't, you've heard this before, but you know, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I mean, that's really what it's about. Get to know them, get to know their wants, their needs, their desires, get to know their kids.
So true connection.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. I like that. It seems so simple when you say it. It is so simple. And so actually that is the best skill someone can learn, to learn how to connect with people. Not even all the other things that they can learn out of books, but this one. Be a
Yes.
be a people person. Yeah. And can I ask you, who is your best advisor, your biggest advisor? Who is the one who advises you?
Well, it depends. I have different advisors for different aspects of my life. I have good friends that are advisors. I have a good friend that's in the nutritional wellness industry. He's a doctor, he's a naturopath. You know, he kind of, I've known him for a number of years. He guides me in that. He's also a very good businessman. So, you know, I always run stuff past him, what he thinks. You know, my dad was one of my best advisors as far as just teaching me basic. I had great parents, you know, and then there's others. I mean, that's one of the things that I have come to realize is I don't know everything, you know,
You don't
from
need
all business and that sort of thing. You know, and find those people that you want to be like or want to emulate. You know, and in most cases, most people are happy to share and happy to advise you.
Yes, I can see that. That's why I'm interviewing you, because I look up to you. And it's amazing that you take the time to do this. That's why I appreciate it even more. Um, okay. What advice will you give yourself if you would just start as a brand new network marketer? If you would start just like brand new, let's say you're a newbie and you started GOVVI, you want to start at GOVVI, you just started at GOVVI. What advice would you give yourself?
Well, so one thing that I see happen is a lot of times people go, "Oh, Sabi, I don't want to bother you. I don't want to." Well, if you were my sponsor, I would. The one thing that people need to understand is your sponsor, your upline. The only way that they can be successful is if you're successful.
Yeah.
I started back in 1990. I had a loan for 5,000 US dollars to get in the business. I had a literally, we put a tractor up for collateral. I grew up on a farm. My dad co-signed on a loan. We put a tractor up. And so I remember telling the guy that I wrote him a check. This is back when we did checks. I said, look, I want you to understand, I am dead serious about this. This is not something I'm trying. I've got to make this work. And I'm going to live with you. I don't care what time of day, if I need you. And I had that attitude, and I did. I drove him nuts, but I also made him a lot of money. And so for a new,
you were determined.
I was determined, but also tie in with those people that are being successful and do what they do what you tell them to do. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. But the biggest thing is people are so timid about tying in to what's going on. There isn't a leader in GOVVI, and hopefully we're building this culture that doesn't want to help the new person be successful. And so tie into what they're doing. If you don't understand, ask them, call them, bug them. Because again, when you start really looking at it, what's a superstar worth in your organization to GOVVI? And so, there isn't a leader in GOVVI that wouldn't help a new person if they truly have the desire. Now you've got to put your effort in also, but truly have the desire. So that would be my
good advice. Thank you. And then I have one last question. Okay, we talked about the new people and we talked about starters and the promoters, but why would GOVVI be a great choice or the best choice for people who already had big success in network marketing or have a big community or know so many people who are very successful already in e-commerce or somewhere else in sales? Why would GOVVI still be a good choice to partner up with?
Well, I think GOVVI, at this point, we've set ourselves apart as the next up and coming. We really do have the opportunity to be the next contender in the industry. I think our compensation model is the next evolution of compensation models. It's kind of like phones. You think of the original cell phone, they used to be a big brick, they'd weigh 20 pounds. You think of computers. Understand something, compensation models, just like computers, just like technology, they evolve over time. And it's like we have a cell phone 14 when most people have a flip phone that can't take pictures. And so people that are coming to us from other companies, from some of the older companies, when they compare compensation models, they'll make 3 to 5 times with the same effort in GOVVI what they're doing in their old companies. And that's just simply a function of model. So
that's it.
That's it. It's pretty simple. And that's just, and it's not that they are a bad company or a bad model or whatever. It's comparing a Ferrari to a Volkswagen Bug.
I love that.
Cool car. But
yeah.
Not a Ferrari.
Yeah, it's an upgrade. It's a very high upgrade. I love that. And that will be my last question. And I'm going to thank you for your time. Maybe you have something else to add. Maybe you have this amazing tip for everyone who listens, who's watching this. Just shoot.
Guys, just tie into what we're doing, tie into what GOVVI's, the vision of where GOVVI's going. We already have people that have a proven track record that are changing people's lives. So tie in and come join us. Join the fun.
Yes, thank you very much. I can tell you it already changed my life in such a short time. So I hope to see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.